Next time you need a locksmith, keep this story in mind. Some con men have turned the locksmith business into a get-rich-quick scheme at your expense. As we found out, customers have been duped all over the country.
We've all been there. You've locked yourself out of your house. Now you need a locksmith.
Over the phone, they'd be quoted a price of around $50, and then after the locksmith showed up, they'd been given some story about how their lock was somehow unique or more difficult.
Once the victims were let back in,
then they were told that the price would actually be several $100s.
This price gouging scheme is common. In this case, suspects created several bogus companies in the same city and advertised in the yellow pages.
For instance, if there were 30 locksmiths mentioned in one metro area, they would make sure that they had 15 companies mentioned in those yellow pages. This ensured the odds that somebody was going to be calling one of their people, even though these companies didn't truly exist.
Postal inspectors started following up on hundreds of consumer complaints in dozens of different cities.
Nationwide, there were thousands of victims, and through following the money, we learned that the scammers made millions and millions of dollars on this.
How can you protect yourself?
Well, anytime that you're quoted something, whether it's an emergency service or not, you want to get that quote or that estimate in writing. Because once the service has already been done, then you're very vulnerable to price gouging.
Another important piece of advice, report the crime, even if it doesn't feel like you lost a lot of money.
Whether it's the Better Business Bureau, your local police, postal inspectors draw upon all sorts of different sources in order to build our cases and learn how many victims there are. However, if you don't report it, we have no way of knowing that you are a victim in one of our cases.
Whenever you are in a desperate situation, beware of businesses taking advantage of you. Even if you don't get an estimate in writing, talk price before that work begins.